At 1:34 p.m., 24 hours after the shooting, American soldiers fell silent for a moment of tribute to their comrades, even as intense interest was trained on one man now in a coma at a Texas hospital and the mindset behind the carnage.
This was a kick in the gut, not only for the Fort Hood community, but also for our entire Army.
The dead ranged in age from 18 to 62 and included Francesca Velez of Chicago, 3 months pregnant and just back from Iraq.
Everybody, pretty much had, one or more gunshot wounds. I'd say probably half had multiple gunshot wounds. And so, and they were shot everywhere.
The family of the suspect, Army Dr. Nidal Malik Hassan, seen here attending a Washington conference on Homeland Security earlier this year, expressed shock, and those who knew and worked with him at Fort Hood said they had a hard time believing the 39-year-old psychiatrist could have turned murderously violent in an instant.
He was a quiet gentleman. He was, not someone who necessarily would seek the limelight.
But there were recent signs that, if added together, might now be seen as a warning. CBS News has confirmed Hassan's internet posting of earlier this year, in which he speaks of Muslim suicide as heroic, and how if one suicide bomber can kill 100 enemy soldiers because they were caught off guard, that would be considered a strategic victory. FBI and Army investigators have seized his computer now and are combing through his trash to see what else may surface. His wearing of devout Muslim clothing, captured here on a convenience store security camera the day of the shooting, and his decision the day before to hand over most of his earthly possessions to a next-door neighbor. Should that have raised red flags?
And if people did actually know or observe behaviors or comments that were alarming and they didn't take any action, they will be held accountable.
Today, more details surfaced about what went on in the room, what investigators are calling a shooting gallery. Thursday afternoon, about 300 soldiers were gathered in the Soldier Readiness Center here, awaiting medical checkups in preparation for deployment overseas, when witnesses said the suspect allegedly shouted to the crowd, "God is great," in Arabic. He then opened fire using a powerful handgun popular with Mexican drug cartels. The gunfire lasted just 3 minutes before civilian policewoman Kimberly Munley shot and hit the gunman 4 times, even as she herself was wounded. Now, Officer Munley is in stable condition, and CBS News correspondent Bob Orr in Washington says federal law enforcement officials believe this whole thing was the work of a lone wolf without connection to a larger group. Katie?
Dean Reynolds. Dean, thanks very much.